I think you could go door to door. You could get sponsors and say, hi there. Just FYI, I live down the street here, and I'm participating in No Nut November.
My basketball team and I were going on a trip to Ohio from center down to point guard. We're getting on that bus with balls full of nuts. Hello and welcome to The Great Beyond, an Is This Good companion pod where I catch up with my friend and yours, Jason Doyle.
Hello.
Hi, JD. Thanks for coming and producing the show. She knows it's going to be a good day when she hears her husband mumbling. It's Rachel Doyle.
And he just threw an empty can across the room, so watch out.
Oh, did he say Kobe?
No, that would have been
didn't.
cute.
It is fun when these mics are so good that we have on my end as just a podcasting hobbyist. Got the Shure MV7, I believe, but nothing compared to what you have in the studio. Mm-hmm. Those mics are so good they pick up even JD mumbling from across the room off mic going, oh, God damn it, this fucking thing is broken. I just can't fucking fix this. So, let's harness that energy.
Let's harness it. Let's do this.
Let's harness it.
I feel good about this show.
Well, let's start by harnessing it here because I have a bone to pick with you, JD.
Oh, right. Let's do this.
Let's do it. Fine. Let's get into it.
Okay.
You're mumbling around the studio, upset at other things. Well, guess what? You're not the only one that's upset.
Okay. You're upset with me, I guess.
I'm upset with you, yes. And to talk about why, I have to bring people behind the curtain a little bit.
Okay,
but I'm going to. So we don't know what we're going to say on this show. Like, I'll bring stuff, JD and Rachel bring stuff. We don't like to tell each other exactly what we're going to bring up before the show starts. And hopefully that brings a little more spontaneity, free-flowing conversation to it. Right. Now, sometimes right before the show starts, we're sitting on the Zoom. I will ask JD or Rachel, is there something specific you want me to get to? You don't have to tell me what it is, but I don't want to, end the show without maybe throwing to you to say hey, do you have something else? And let's be honest, it happens anyways, even if you tell me you have something to say. But,
fair enough.
In this case, you were like, yeah, I don't know. I don't really have anything for today. And Rachel's like, oh, well, it was just your birthday. And you're like, yeah, but nothing happened on my stupid birthday. And you're like, I got one thing about a movie to bring up. I'll bring it up at the end. So I say, okay, great. We do the show. It's a fine show. The show ends. The mics are off, where the record has stopped. You say to me, oh, hey, just a scheduling note next week. Looks like I'm going to have to be gone Wednesday, Thursday next week. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. He's like, yeah, got to head up to Washington. I'm like, Washington? Like state or D.C.? He's like, yeah, Washington, D.C. I got to go to the White House and meet the president.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? It's like, yeah, guy that listens to the show, to No Dunks, a big fan of No Dunks, so he invited us all to go to the White House because the Celtics are going to be there because they won the championship last year.
That's correct, yes.
I'm like, hold on a second. You're going to the fucking White House. You're going to be inside the White House. And you didn't think to bring that up on this show where we just talk about what's going on in our lives? You spent a minute before the show going, oh, nothing happens to me. I never leave the house. All I do is play pickleball. You're going to the White House and you didn't think that you should maybe mention that?
Well, for one thing, the flights hadn't been booked, okay? So I wasn't 100% sure that it was going to happen. I'm leaving. Tass and I are going to Washington Thursday morning. We're cordially invited to the White House by Joe Biden himself, the president. That's what the invitation says. The president requests your company on this day.
Now, is this handwritten or is this like a paperless post Evite?
It has a real Evite feel to it, but that's still. So it's just kind of weird.
Oh, listen, Mac, we're in the lame duck session. We don't have the funds to spend on calligraphy.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, I wasn't exactly sure if it was going to happen, and now it's happening. And hey, we're talking about it.
If you weren't sure it was going to happen, why did you tell me you weren't going to be here Wednesday and Thursday?
I was giving you a scheduling update. I'm like, hey, there's a very good chance I'm not going to be here Thursday and Friday of next week. Okay. That's all. Okay.
Okay.
I'm glad he threw
Now-
the can before you had this argument because I would have gotten hit.
Well, anyways, I just think it warranted a mention. Now, the other funny thing is you were like, well, not even sure if I want to go. I don't want to go.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go.
And
now Rachel and I were like, you don't want to go to the White House?
I mean,
I think I forced him
When
to.
it- But yeah, well, good. I'm glad you did, Rachel. But JD, my question to you is, are you about to patent a drug that will end cancer? Because if not, what do you think you're going to else do in your life that will get you invited to the White House?
I don't know. There's still time. I could do something. Look, it's not like I've been invited there to save democracy or anything. I've just been like, whatever. I got invited by accident. Let's be honest.
Great.
Yeah,
Even more reason to go. Like,
I know.
You won't believe this, Rachel. By accident, I got invited to the White House, which sounds like the plot of a Charles Grodin, James Belushi movie from the early 90s.
100%.
You guys were invited last year and it got canceled, so that should be more reason for you to want to go this year.
And why was it canceled? Because the Nuggets were like, we're good.
Oh.
The Nuggets didn't go.
They didn't go. Yeah, that's why it
That's
got canceled.
why.
Yeah.
Interesting. Do we know why?
Nope. It might have been just like a scheduling thing, or they were just didn't want to.
Odd.
They do this because, if I haven't already said it, usually the NBA champion, last year's case, the Boston Celtics, the next year when they're playing the Wizards at some point, they'll line it up and they'll go to the White House and the president will say a few bon mots about them. Now, this unless I'm wrong, for the 4 years of Trump, it didn't happen because the teams refused to go.
Yeah, I don't
team-
actually know
I
if
think-
he invited them and they refused to go, or that he just didn't even bother inviting them. I don't know.
Well,
this was a
it
Biden
was-
thing, or not a Biden thing, an Obama thing. He started.
I don't know.
Oh, Obama had all the teams there. And I remember when
100%
Obama
happened with Obama for sure.
Yeah. When Obama left office, we were still at the starters, and we did like a super cut of Obama's, cheesy jokes to the, my favorite thing about the San Antonio Spurs, they're old.
Yeah. He
But-
also went after J.R. Smith.
being
at one
shirtless.
point. Yeah. It was good.
Yeah.
Well, Obama, it was great. If you're a basketball fan, Obama is by far the best president.
Oh, yeah, there's no question. I think if I don't remember exactly what happened, but Trump did invite maybe his first year the team, like I forgot, was it the Warriors? And they said no, and then he was.
This is ringing a bell.
And then
actually.
after that, he was just like, "All right, fuck it. I'm only inviting college football teams so I can serve them hamburgers." So what's the process? Obviously, you are probably there as people are listening to this. You'll have to tune in next week's show to find out what actually happened when Mr. Doyle went to Washington. But do you know any of the process? Like, do you need to be vetted? Do you need to leave the cocaine in the hotel, unlike the other person that brought it to the White House?
Yeah, I'm going to leave the cocaine at home, I think. I mean, they didn't specifically say leave it at home, but you have to be a citizen, I think. I'm not a citizen. I was like, oh, cool, I can get out of this. And then they're
Oh my God.
Why are you trying to get out of it?
Don't-
Wait, stop here. Explain to us why you don't want to go to the White House.
Okay.
Is it a political issue? Is it a
No,
Joe
God.
Biden issue? Is it you don't want to get on the plane because so they're going to make you put your carry-on under your seat because someone's already taken the overhead? Well, what's going on?
Okay, there's a long list. I'll start at the top.
Okay.
We're flying in the day we're going to the White House, right? So I'm going to have to wear a suit on the plane. Not into it. Not into that. I'm going to have to wear dress shoes that have to be like, and they're not slip-on. I have to borrow my kids' dress shoes to
The slip-on Skechers aren't formal enough?
Exactly right. So we went suit shopping, and I had to spend, I don't know, we spent $800 on clothes.
Gotta look good for my president.
Yeah,
What about don't you have like Indochino suits or something? Or what about what you wore to the NBA awards?
That was a black tux that was a free rental, and I returned it the next day, remember?
So you think it'll be weird to wear a black tux to the White
I think it
House?
would be a little weird. It said
A bow tie?
It said business attire, not not black tie. Yeah.
Okay, Rachel, rank that excuse. So first of all, his first excuse, he doesn't want to wear a suit on the plane. What do you think about that?
That's a garbage excuse.
Okay, next excuse.
All right. Tass put us on goddamn. We're flying Southwest coming back, and I don't even know what we're flying because he wanted to make sure we get into Reagan Airport, which is like the downtown airport. Which it does make sense, but I'm like, God damn! So we're flying like American there and Southwest back. I'm like, wait a minute, I can't even pick my seat on South. It's a bus. It's an Airbus. It's a bus in the air. I have to. Anyways,
Rachel has this excuse. He's not flying his preferred airline. He's not going to get the points on Delta. Rachel, what do you think of this excuse? For what, 90-minute flight, 80-minute flight?
Yeah.
He's beginning to sound like a crusty old man. Okay, next.
Next,
I'm gonna miss no buffs.
he's gonna miss his Survivor recap podcast.
That's right. That's right. It's a big episode coming up. No, I'm just kidding about that one. I'm fine with that one. And that's basic. It's just riddled with anxiety. How about this?
Okay, this sounds like the first honest thing.
All right.
You're trying to have bravado and say, well, that's pissing me off. But really, it's what's inside you that's preventing you from going. You don't think you're worthy of the White House.
No, that's not that at all. It's not that at all. No, I am tasked with coming up with content for this show, not this show, another show. I am tasked
Well,
with
you
content
are
for
also
this.
tasked with coming up with
Yes.
content for this show, which you failed to do last week when you neglected to mention you were going to the nation's capital to meet our president.
What, and step on this gold we're doing right now?
Fair enough. No, it is much more fun to yell at you.
So I am tasked with making content. I'm going with Tass, who is great to work. We've worked together for 20 years, and I'm sure we're going to come back with something. But I've never shot at the White House. This event is going to be one of the weirder events that we've ever covered because it's the White House. We're going to have to basically go through an airport security type thing, go in there. It'll be 45 minutes of who knows what we're going to get of, we know exactly what's going to happen. The Celtics are going to be lined up. Biden's going to come out. And he's going to say a few words and make a few jokes. And he seems to be a little more relaxed and in a good mood these days for some reason. And
Well, he got his meeting with Trump out of the way, and now he's like, Mac, just got to meet with that Jason Doyle, that rascally Canadian.
Yeah. So we'll have a few quips, a few burns. Maybe Kamala will be there. Maybe. And she'll have a few quips and burns. Although, she was there for the Warriors, but she has a warrior like the California connection there, right? So who knows?
From
also,
the Bay Area.
I have not seen her since the election for some reason.
Yeah.
So
Why did something happen?
wow. I don't know if you heard, but she didn't fare too well.
By the way, if I was her, you'd never see me again.
Yeah.
Because what is there to do?
Yeah, there's nothing.
There's nothing to do.
Yeah.
Like, people don't necessarily want to hear from her. No. And not necessarily her fault either. I'm just saying, like,
you just be like, all right, I'm
it's
packing
licking
up
my wounds.
now.
I'd be with a fucking pint of Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd be like, whoa, Doug, did you know Detroiters is on Netflix now? And I'd be burning through that. You would not see me again.
Wouldn't it be awesome if she shuffled into the event in her house coat and a pint of ice cream and like, oh, hey, everyone.
Yeah, as Biden's going, hey, we got Jalen Tatum here and Jason Brown. I'm not joking. Paul Pierce, we loved you, Paul Pierce. Kevin Garnett saved the season this year. What? And then Kamala just walks in. She's like, Joe.
Yeah.
That was 2008, Joe.
Yeah. I mean, that could literally happen. But then what, And what me and Tass just standing there in the press gallery or whatever. Now, I'm hoping there's some sort of like mingling after,
Yes.
That's going to be the gold. And then Tass snaps into action and we go and we get select Celtics, and just ask them presidential type questions or something, or just say, hey, you're at the White House. What do you think? Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Well, we'll think of something.
Oh, I got an idea for you.
Oh, please.
Okay, how about this? So if I remember, it's like the president will be at a podium. The whole team will be sort of stacked behind him, right? Like lined up behind him. And then he will tell jokes inevitably, right?
Yeah.
How about this? You just get tasked. You tell task. No matter what Joe says, laugh like it is the funniest thing you've ever heard. But like genuinely, not like ha ha ha. Like try to do your normal laugh, but really loud. So like it gets picked up, right? And then maybe people on Twitter start being like, someone at the Celtics, championship press conference is fucking dying. Now the whole time you're just shooting tasks. Right. You just got your camera on task the whole time, watching him dying laughing. Okay. And then after you get, you download the feed of the angle on Biden, telling the jokes. And then every time the laugh comes, you cut to task just dying laughing.
It's perfect.
And you just caption it,
Task Mellis.
Biden kills. Oh, okay. That's the other thing. It's like, the videos that do super well on TikTok, it's like comedian destroys heckler. You have Tass heckle.
You're hired, Matt. You're back.
Yeah, I'm sure I could get Tass to heckle
Tass heckled Penn and Teller. Tass heckled Penn and Teller was almost asked to leave.
Was that Tass or Gary, though?
It was a little bit of both, probably.
Well, so get him drunk.
I can get
him drunk on that Southwest flight.
Yeah. If anyone can get Tass drunk going into the airport, into the White House, it's me. Yeah. Okay. So it's not a bad idea. It's not like manufacture a viral event.
A viral event.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I don't hate it.
And at the end of the day, you come out. Let's say you come out with the most sort of cliche, middle of the road content. It's just Tass being like, "Hey, we're here at the White House." Mm-hmm. You cut to a couple of jokes from the thing. Mm-hmm. Cut back to Tass wandering around the White House, whatever it is. It's not the most exciting thing.
Yeah,
Who fucking cares? In 5 years from now, are you going to, and someone's like, finds that you've been to the White House. They're like at a dinner party, like, you went to the White House? You're going to tell them the story about going to the White House. They're not going to be like, and how was the content that you procured there?
Right. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that is.
So just go there, swallow your pride, make something middle of the road, and then come back with a story in your pocket to wow audience. You ever go on Jeopardy? Boom, you got a story. You're ever, at a ice-breaking thing at a new company? Boom, you've got a story.
Yeah. But you know how it is, Matt, when you are, you're a producer and, you want to come back with something cool and something good. And, not to toot my own horn, but, we have a pretty good track record. Like, we are, in fact, well overdue to come back from something with nothing. You know what I mean? Like, well, that was a total bust because we've always made something of whatever we've been doing. So, so maybe I'll just take it easy and not even bother taking my cameras or anything. Just enjoy the experience.
You better take that new phone.
Yeah, I bought a new
phone.
Yeah, I got a new iPhone to shoot some stuff. Anyway, and maybe, oh God, if I could get a just corner Kamala for a moment.
Well, put your hat on. That you had to wear that when you corner Kamala, so you look really.
I got a new hat.
Peaky Blinders for her.
Peaky Blinders hat. This is part of my ensemble.
Wait. Why do you want to court? You have a question for her?
Yeah, I got a bone to pick with her.
About?
We have a peahound. I won't say he's a peahound. To her, because she won't understand.
That would be disturbing.
We've had a peahound that's been pounding the pavement for her. Absolutely, like the streets of Philadelphia, like a thankless warrior out there doing the work. There doing the work.
Okay.
Kamala.
Yes.
Had $1 billion.
Yes.
Oprah gets $1 million. How about some shekels for our peahound? I don't want to say him in case you for the professor.
I didn't know you're talking. Oh, the professor.
Yeah.
So so you want her to pay her volunteers?
I'm just saying.
If you're gonna pay Oprah,
Megan Thee
listen, they're $20 million in debt, JD. If they did that, I don't know.
Well, I know. I'm saying. I mean, like, how'd you go through so much money? And my guy over here is doing all the work for nothing. I saw pictures of him sweating his ass off out there. This guy,
because he stopped to get a cheesesteak mid door knocking.
Yeah, that was ill-advised. He's gluten intolerant. I'm just saying. That's what I'm gonna do.
So you want to corner Kamala to do a campaign audit?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, hey, let's get some for the hardworking volunteers of Philadelphia.
You say, Kamala, as one of a part of your hardworking podcast constituency, I heard that you rebuilt the Call Her Daddy set for $100,000.
That's what I've heard too. Yes.
Right.
Okay, you're like, guess what, Kamala? I shoot everything in my garage. Okay, Kamala.
That's right.
How much money did you spend on your studio? Was it $100,000?
Oh my God.
Including the house.
Kamala, you living in that studio? Otherwise, you overpaid. Did you raise 2 kids in that Call Her Daddy studio?
So, all right, let's not get into that because...
You don't want to get banned from the White House.
No. Why would I get banned?
Oh, well, if you keep down this path, you're going to get banned.
Wow. It's already happened.
I haven't even gotten off the plane.
All right, well, anyways, I wish you luck. It's going to be fine. And I think that you will find this is something, at the very least, that if you don't enjoy doing it, it is something you will enjoy having done. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you. And I'm always, the worst part is like the days leading up to stuff. Like we go to summer league and I'm always like, what are we going to do? We do this every goddamn year. We've been doing this for goddamn 20 years. I have no good basketball ideas. How about a basketball that flies out of the window? Or doesn't fly out of the window.
Let me get you a water bottle.
I'm trying to
flipping
do
a water bottle.
Tim Robinson over here. I can't do it. Anyways.
A court that's too small.
Yes.
So that when all 10 starters come on, they're just standing shoulder to shoulder and they can't move. That's a game.
That's right.
All right. Well, anyways, I wish you luck and I can't wait for next week's show when you tell us how it went. It will be very, very exciting. Mm-hmm. Now, unlike you, I got nothing good going on because on Tuesday, I'm telling you this before it happens, unlike you. I'm going under the knife.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna get pretty.
So you want to go into detail on this? Or?
Well, it's no matter what JD is about to tell you, I must insist. I am not getting a nose job. There is no rhinoplasty.
You mentioned a deviated septum when you were describing.
Yes, not from cocaine.
Well,
I just want to point that out. It's not from cocaine.
But isn't that what it wasn't that back in the day? People would go get nose jobs and say, deviated septum.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if it was back in the day, though, that probably was from cocaine.
Oh, 100%.
If you had a deviated septum in the 80s, that was from cocaine.
Right, but you needed some surgery to correct it. And by the way, while you're there, just shave off some of this beak.
Well, I do. I have, I don't know if it'll show up on this shitty resolution, but I do have a bump. I do have a bump here.
Yeah.
But
is that going away?
No!
Before and after pics, folks.
Why not?
Why? I'm told it's charming. I
agree. I agree
100%.
with that.
It's our flaws that make us beautiful.
Yeah. That's
what
they
Christina
say.
Aguilera told me.
That's what Mom says.
But I am going under the knife for my health, and it is my nose. But what's happened is, I don't want to get too much into it. Not because I don't want to tell people, but because I'm avoiding reading about it.
Whoa.
Because I want to be informed, but I don't want to be too I saw one side effect by accident, and it was like basically called like hollow nose or something, and I was like, why? I don't want hollow nose. Yeah. And it was like you can't perceive breath or wind going through your nose anymore. I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want to be ghost nose.
Ghost nose. Did you opt for anesthetic this time, unlike the colonoscopy?
Well, Rachel, that's funny you say. That's another reason I don't want to research this too much, because I'm getting pills, but it's not anesthetic. I'm not getting, and when I read the WebMD about it, it's called turbinate reduction surgery. So turbinates are these basically tiny bones all up and down your nose cavities, and they can become very inflamed, sometimes from allergies or irritants in the air. And for most people, like, they'll get inflamed, then they'll go back, inflamed, go back. But for me, they got really inflamed and then they stayed inflamed. So I cannot breathe through my nose really right now. And they told me to do this a year ago, and I was like, I'm not going under the knife, whatever. And then it's gotten really bad. Like I just breathing through my nose like that.
Like a puppy.
Yeah, especially at night. It gets worse at night. Right. So they're going in and they're burning out this shit. I don't know.
What are they? So they're removing these little bones, or
I think they burn them out. Yeah.
Cauterizing.
Cauterize. Yeah.
How?
Cauterize.
Why are you not going under for this? You just don't want to.
They didn't even give me the option. They were like, "You'll come in now." To be fair, I'm getting a Percocet and a Valium an hour before.
Shit.
That sounds great.
So I think I'll be okay. But it did say many people do this under general anesthetic. So I was like, well, I didn't want to know that because they made it seem like I'm not even going to the hospital. I'm going to the doctor's office. They're like, you'll be here for an hour. Don't worry. So that was my mindset. And now I'm like, I looked it up and I'm like, well, this sounds more serious. I mean, it's serious. I mean, it's surgery. They're going into my fucking.
Yeah.
They'll be centimeters away from my brain.
Yeah.
Which is important.
Yeah.
To me.
It's important
From what I
to
hear.
us.
It'll be fine.
Good luck.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Good luck. The one thing I can control is they send me a list of things like don't do these things a week before. And most of it was just like don't take these NSAIDs or these drugs that thin the blood because they want you to, when you're healing, you need your blood to be, the platelets to be alive and coagulating.
Right.
But it said no garlic.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's like that's
a
a blood
diuretic?
It's a blood thinner.
Is it?
It's a blood. Yeah, I thought at first it was like they don't want me breathing on. Like it's like eating garlic bread before going to the dentist or something. But no, garlic is a blood thinner. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Mamma mia, what am I supposed to eat all week? But I don't know. I'll be fine.
When you're going into the colonoscopy, they're like, don't chew gum on your way here.
Oh.
I'm like,
Gas?
Because it activates the gastrointestinal
interesting.
system, and you could potentially aspirate if they're putting you under.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, you just listen to the instructions, follow them to the letter, and you'll be fine.
I'll be
but
fine.
I would have opted to go under.
I mean, I think it's always safer not to.
I agree, 100%.
Like-
Well, of course it's safer.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
don't regret it or no. They would have said you have to if you actually had to. In Canada, there's no way they would have offered to put you under.
No, it's too expensive.
Now, what if? Because, I'm saying I'm getting turbinate reduction surgery. You cannot see my turbinates even if you looked up my nose. So what if I was saying I was doing this and there would be no way for you to verify that, but I really was going to get plastic surgery. And then I come on the show and you see me on the Zoom. Do you say something? Or
Nice breasts, baby. Looking good.
Or do you just let me go on with my... If I got big old puckered lips now, I look like they were stung by a bee.
Yeah, that
you say anything?
Yes,
Or
of course. How could I
Hold on.
not?
We're not letting that go. If you're saying I'm getting surgery on my nose and you come back with bee stung lips,
It's like
we're not letting that one go.
I put my prolapsed anus on my face, guys. What do you think? Does it look good?
I mean, yeah, I think it does look good, actually.
It's like an elephant's trunk.
Well, you failed the test. You're not supposed to say anything.
Come on,
unless
now.
I say it first.
I have
So-
verbal diarrhea.
What are you talking about? We're not supposed to say if you've altered your appearance.
Yeah, I mean, you're not. I'm not supposed to come on this podcast. You're not supposed to say nice CSLs,
CSL.
I don't know what that is.
CSL.
cocksucking lips.
Oh, okay.
Oh well, but it's a compliment though.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Oh, Matt, I didn't know you were getting your cocksuckers done.
I looked it up. Okay, here, a bit of trivia. I looked it up. The top male plastic surgeries.
Ooh.
Okay, this is not in general. This is not for women. It's specifically male. First one is rhinoplasty, is nose job.
Mm-hmm. I thought
Can you give me any of the next 5?
jaw.
Oh, good one.
The jaw implants.
No, jaw implants not top 5.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. A facelift is number 1, 2, 3, 4. It's number 6, but I don't. know
Calf
if that's
implants,
included.
pec implants.
Hold on.
Sorry.
No, sorry.
Pec reduction. Is one of them.
Reduction. Oh.
Yeah, male breast reduction.
Huh.
I didn't know you could do that. Maybe I should look into that.
Oh no, I like your D cup,
You like
baby.
my
Well, I
titties?
wouldn't say anything about it, JD.
No, you wouldn't.
No.
I would encourage you to. I'd be fucking.
I'd say
Hello?
where'd your TFPs go?
TFP. Titty fucking. No.
Pecs.
Titty
Oh,
fucking pets.
TFP. Okay.
I always wonder why we haven't reached a larger audience on YouTube. I'm gonna say hair transplant.
Yes, hair transplant. That's there.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I would guess that'd be number one, especially now. It seems like everyone's getting that.
Yeah. I mean, nose job and hair transplant, number 1 and 2 on my list.
And then
Penis enlarger.
Swedish, and then liposuction, a classic liposuction.
Fuck, that's the easy way out, guys.
That's the easy way out.
Easy way out.
Is that easier than like Ozempic though?
Yeah, because
you got to go fully under for lipo.
Yeah, and then you wake up and you're not fat anymore. It's great.
Don't have to shit yourself every day.
Yeah,
well, not shit yourself.
You're not shitting the bed.
Right. Lipo is the easy way out.
You're enjoying food. Yeah, liposuction. Easy peasy.
Yeah, you know what?
Squeezy.
It comes back though. It's not like
so you do it every 6 months.
Everything can come back.
But those fat cells, just because they're removed, the other ones that are left, they just get bigger. It's not like
okay. Here we go with the wives' tales.
We got JFK Jr. on the RFK Jr.
Don't shave those pubes; they'll grow back thicker.
Okay, now you're doing it, JD. All right, the last one was eyelid surgery. Try to say something disgusting about that. You can't. Droopy eyelids.
There's got to be a way.
I have that too. God damn it.
All right, JD.
Walking before picture over here.
If my guy's good, I'll get you the recommendation. And hey, speaking of which, if you want to support the show and JD's next elective surgery, go to patreon.com/isthisgood. You'll get ad-free episodes. Next week is the Patreon exclusive ad-free episode. Oh, maybe you'll find out what happened when JD met Joe Biden.
Woohoo!
You'll also get access to our thriving community on Discord. You'll get an exclusive episode every month. I said that's coming out next week already. You'll get hangouts. It'll be super fun. Come on, do it. You can send emails to isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. I need your emails. We have a mailbag episode coming up actually next week too. So send in your emails for that.
Please.
And don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts. It is still Nonverbal November, but I did realize that it does sound a little bit too close to No Nut November. So maybe it's good that November is nearing its end.
Right.
We're moving on to something in December.
Right.
Which I don't know what it is. I like to...
Maybe that's why I keep seeing all these... November's the worst month. Like, now, you know?
It is, yeah. If you see NNN, that on like Reels or whatever, it is No Nut November.
Yeah.
Which is weird because we already had Movember in November.
Yeah.
And No Nut November. And now Nonverbal. No, it's too many things in November.
What? Yeah. What? So what is the purpose of No Nut November? Just
I honestly don't fully know.
A test of your stamina and
your
willpower.
Yeah.
So it's
start thinking clearly. Rachel, don't even say what it is. Everyone knows what it is.
Do you know what it is?
It's whatever you think it is.
It is. Why can't I say it?
Well, you can say it.
Okay, so I clearly live in a hole under a rock.
That's where I keep her.
That's where I am. That's where I reside at most times. So this is like no masturbation month?
Yeah. No nuts. No nutting.
No.
Whatsoever.
Well, all nuts. All nuts.
Almonds.
Whether
as well?
self-inflicted or not.
Huh. Why? It's just like a big old Christmas present in December every day?
I honestly think that there's like in the male improvement space, I think it's maybe partly like we don't want to let women control us. I think it's partly like you'll think clearly when that you're not constantly thinking about sex.
Is that why that guy kicked that guy in the head in the pickleball video?
Oh, maybe.
Oh, here we go.
Just masturbate,
Folks, we got a
guys.
seamless transition here. Now,
well, I will say, hold on. It is very unfortunate that the sex strike has happened during No Nut November because hasn't had much of an effect so far, I don't think.
Oh, what the 4B movement? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I don't know what the 4Bs are. I'm so willful.
I know. I think it's a Korean thing, so I don't know if they translate into English.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. I think that they should start monetizing No Nut November. Like
Here, a quick question: who is they?
I don't know. Well, it's couldn't be prostate cancer because nutting is actually good for your prostate.
Well, I don't know if that's another old wives' tale.
Why would that be an old wives' tale, Rachel? Why would old wives insist that it was necessary for their husbands to be ejaculating constantly? If it was an old wives' tale, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, no, you never need to do that. Actually,
yeah. It's actually
better if you never do that."
Because then they don't have to do it for them.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Right.
Yeah, I think you could go door to door. You could get sponsors and say, "Hi there, I'm just FYI, I'm live down the street here, and I'm participating in No Nut November."
Hi, I'm selling chocolates in support of No Nut November. My basketball team and I we're going on a trip to Ohio and for the AAU tournament, and we're none of us from center down to point guard. We're getting on that bus with balls full of nuts.
Anyway, carry on with
well,
your
what I was gonna say is you guys must be so excited because Rachel mentioned the first pickleball thing that you've ever talked about that I knew about without you telling me. So and maybe this says something about pickleball, but the one thing that broke through to me was not like the championship or particularly good rally. It was the fact that one man kicked another man in the face on a pickleball court. So, Rachel, this is probably the greatest thing that ever happened to you. Do you want to explain to our listeners what occurred?
Well, I mean, I think it's getting around out there. The little video of 4 guys playing men's doubles. It looks like it has to be a tournament or a league game. It can't just be rec play, or these guys are really psycho. And it looked like
maybe they're on doing No Nut November.
Exactly. Yeah. Guys, just take care of business if you need to. And he's so fucking annoying. He's just so goddamn excited and screaming his goddamn head off that they won the last point of the game.
Yeah.
And
one of the guys, yeah.
One of the guys.
So he hits a game-winning shot and he screams like, "Come on, let's go!"
Yeah.
And then goes over to tap paddles and just fucking whacks the dude's paddle out of his hand. And he obviously was like, "Oh shit." And then he goes to pick it up for him because, like, obviously maybe that was douchey, and then gets fucking kicked by the guy in the head, falls down, looks like he might have lost consciousness because he didn't get up after that. His partner went after the dude. Yeah, this is pretty bad behavior.
Now, do you think that the guy slapped the racket out of his hand? Or like more accidental? Because if he was actually like, "Hey, fuck you," and slapped the racket out of his hand, his reaction time from doing the bad behavior to realizing it and apologizing was the fastest I've ever seen. It was like 1 second.
That's not what happened. Traditionally you tap rackets or you
say paddle.
Paddles, sorry. You tap paddles or whatever. This guy was still hopped up on No Nut November.
Yes.
And the big win. And he was like, "Let's go!" And then he marches up to him and he just does what you traditionally would do. And sometimes I've seen this as well. Like you'll sort of you'll touch your hand to the paddle. But this guy just went, "Yeah, bam," and just knocked it out of his hand.
It wasn't his hand though. Didn't he tap it with his own?
I think
paddle?
it was his hand.
Oh,
because
But are you saying it was on like he was trying to knock it out of his hand?
No,
or he was just trying to. Oh, so it was.
He was just still full of adrenaline and just unintentionally, slapped it to the ground. And because, like you said, Matt, immediately he goes, sorry, my guy, and he goes in.
And then as he's bent over in a very vulnerable position,
this guy kicks
his opponent that just lost kicks him in the face. Great kick. I have to say, a great kick.
Fucking douchey.
Am I allowed to say something negative about pickleball?
You say whatever
I don't want
you
to hurt
want.
this friendship. Okay. If we want people to take this sport more seriously, we got to secure the nets to the ground. It's giving backyard badminton setup.
Listen.
Like so the net, like in tennis, on a tennis court, it's anchored into the ground, into the cement. Like you can kick that thing, you could slap it with your racket. That thing ain't going anywhere. It's moving up and down a bit, but that's all. This pickleball net was just loose on the ground, and so when the guy got kicked and fell backwards, the entire net fell backwards with him, which made it all the more comical, and B, potentially hurt him because he was trying to hold onto the net so he didn't fall backwards.
Right. Here's the thing. I am almost positive that this particular venue that they were at was a tennis court. Yeah. This is what pickleball players have to deal with. There are not enough pickleball only courts, right? Otherwise, they're built in. So they just decided, hey, we're gonna hold a tournament of America's fastest growing sport right here at this tennis center. Let's get some nets. And they just set them up.
And these fucking tennis centers are making double the money on pickleball reservations because it's the same price to book an entire tennis court as it is to book one pickleball court. So there's 2 pickleball courts on one tennis court. It's like, fucking give us a discount, bitch, or raise the prices for the tennis players.
Make
it fair.
JD, sounds like you've got your issue to discuss with Joe Biden when you go. The pickleball lobby's coming to Washington.
That's right.
Joe, we need more dedicated courts.
That was heinous. Like, you play against some people, and it is insane how they act. Like, even against people who are at a lower level than them. I've played against guys who are clearly, like, way better than me and my partner, and they would destroy us and then high five and go nuts the entire time as if they're actually accomplishing something. It's like, dude.
Yes, they beat you.
But if it's no effort, why are you so excited?
You don't play down to your competition, Rachel, okay? You dominate at all times.
You also don't act like a dick.
I mean, usually when you get lit up by somebody who's in a higher level, they're like, okay, let's just get this over with. I mean, you don't need the celebrations. Anyway, this guy, I think it was a tournament. He was excited about winning. There is no rule, nothing in the rule book that says you can't, like, say, let's go. And he wasn't like,
and it was probably
in your face, fuck you, man.
It was probably a tight game, but, I mean, that can be annoying, having someone go nuts, but get over it.
Well, I believe the man that kicked him has been banned. He's been banned from professional. The guy's name was Peter Schonk, not the guy that kicked him, the guy that celebrated and then fell over. Well, I think Schonk's okay.
That's good.
Great.
That's good news.
Great. We don't want that person in pickleball
in our community.
Yeah, go join disc golf.
Or like MMA.
Or that.
Yeah, go join MMA. The pickleball to MMA pipeline. JD, can I get your opinions because as a former DJ, actually, let's be honest, I'm also a former DJ. So
sure.
You've done more time in the trenches than I do.
Yeah.
Have certainly, but spoke to a wedding DJ.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, last week. Had a big Zoom. Thought it would be. How long do you think you'd talk to a DJ? We haven't hired this person just to be like, hey, like, what's up? I thought I put this thing down for 15 minutes in the calendar.
Yeah.
Thinking 30 max. Hour and 15 minutes.
No.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Going deep into it.
Is he kind of emceeing as well, or?
Yes, a little bit, but like we didn't even really talk about it. He just said like, I can do that if you want.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot to consider.
Okay, so what did you talk about? Let's hear it.
Well, we got into vetoed songs.
Okay, so we're getting close to hiring this guy.
Yeah, we're going to hire this guy because I've actually seen this guy do a wedding. He did my cousin's wedding.
Oh, okay.
And so as long as he's going to get us like 85 to 90% of the way there, I'd rather go with the devil I know than a random person that's like completely like aligned with my music taste, but I've never seen him before. You know what I mean? This guy's done a ton of weddings. He knows what he's doing. We have some different opinions that we did argue about more forcefully than I thought, but he's also really nice, and he's not a prima donna at all. He's kind of basically like, I'll play whatever you want. Like, I'll give you my input.
Yeah.
Not that I want to do that, because I don't think that's what good DJing is just to take a list and play it. You gotta feel the vibe. That's part of what my problem is. Like, just as a for instance, I like dancing. Like, we talked about New Order, New Order, a little bit outside the typical Kool and the Gang, Earth, Wind and Fire, wedding floor filler playlists.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, okay, let me. So he's got his Serato, share screen, and he's typing in, the music he has in his library. And what comes up is Blue Monday and Bizarre Love Triangle. And I'm like, you know what? I prefer dancing to Age of Consent, and that was always a big song with my friends, like. Right. So he's like, I don't know that song. So now, how is he gonna know when to play it? Like, if he doesn't know the song, he could certainly be like, okay, the person that hired me wants me to play the song, I guess I'll just play it. But unless you know a song and know the feel and the flow,
right?
Either you won't put it in because in his head he's like, I've never heard this song. This is gonna be like a fart on the dance floor, which was his reaction to a lot of things.
That's what I'm thinking too. But you're telling me, that your friends.
And that's the point. Like, look, I'm not giving him any must plays. I'm not saying you must play this. Mm-hmm. Mainly, I'm saying like Dancing Queen. I don't want to hear Dancing Queen by ABBA, and then immediately I feel like I get the reaction like, oh, you don't like popular music. You don't like pop music, or you think ABBA's to this, to that. Yeah. No, I fucking love ABBA.
Just don't play Dancing Queen. I
just want to say, gimme, gimme.
Yeah.
Gimme, gimme, gimme.
Sure.
Why not? Everyone still knows that song. It's got a very singable chorus, but it's just a little bit, maybe not the most popular song.
Right. Don't play Stayin' Alive. Play Jive Talkin'. Right?
He didn't like that I did make that suggestion.
You made that exact.
Literally, I said, no Staying Alive. He said, no Staying Alive? Are you crazy? Everyone loves that song. I was like, I know, but we could just play another Bee Gees song. He's like, okay, fine. You should be dancing. I was like, no. I was like, how about Night Fever or Jive Talking? And I think he's right, because I re-listened to them. I was like, these aren't as pulsating as those songs.
Yeah.
So fine, maybe we do Jive Talking.
Should Be Dancing is great, but Staying Alive is, get out of here.
I know. I take his point, because he's like, you're going to have your parents there, you're going to have, aunts, uncles, people that are older than you. They know these songs, they love these songs. As soon as it plays, they're going to want to hear it. They don't want to hear a song they don't know. But again, I'm not saying a song they don't know. Right. Now, I said celebration, celebrate good times, come on. No. Mm-hmm. Interestingly, he specifically asked me if I wanted Uptown Funk played. Because we've talked about Uptown Funk before and how I find it the most overrated dance song. I don't really find it's good to dance to.
Right.
I wonder if there's a movement starting. I wonder if other people feel the same way.
Interesting.
Probably they just feel it's a little fucked up.
Yeah.
I Will Survive. I'd like to go without it.
Cake version.
Any song. No, we're not.
Why not?
If I tell he's not going to respect me, this DJ, if I tell him that.
Why?
Because
you get a virtual fist bump if you say Cake version is fine though, and then he'd go.
And he's like, sick, bro.
Yeah.
Any songs from Greece? I say no.
God.
Then
hold on. Even the theme. Greece is the word.
Honestly, that's the one no one ever plays, and that's
I
the
know
best
it's
one.
the best, by far the best one.
Yeah.
You should allow that. It will
obliterate the dance floor.
Yeah. People were like, "What? This is amazing. I usually have to sit through fucking Summer Lovin' over here."
Or you're the one that I want.
You are the one I want. Which is not bad as well. That's not bad.
But it's not bad. None of these are bad songs. They're gigantic, towering songs for a reason. I just think we don't need them. I've heard that. When I was just at this wedding, of course they played Dancing Queen. Of course they played Staying Alive. Yeah. And if I'm on the dance floor, my body just got I start moving smaller. I'm just like, here's this song. I'll just kind of move around, but I'm not excited by it. It's not interesting.
Right.
Anyways, then he asked me straight up, Kanye West? I said no. He said, okay.
Wow.
I just got to ask.
The whole artist, Ixnade.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Jewish wedding, JD.
That's a great point.
And then he was like, did he? And I was like, no, did he? And he's like, I was like, no mo money, mo problems. He's like, don't worry, I cut it off. If I play that, I cut it off before the Diddy part. I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, smart. And you're not going to ask me about R. Kelly? He's like, R. Kelly? I'm like, no, probably not. I don't want a Tass Mello situation, That was their first dance.
That's fine.
MJ, I'm going to say, okay.
Wow.
No? Say no?
To MJ? Look, man, I'm somebody who usually can separate the art from the man.
Yes.
I don't know.
End
For
of story.
Quincy.
I thought you were gonna say something. I thought you were gonna
Do it
complete
for
that
Quincy.
thought.
Keep it.
I guess it's just like MJ songs are so from my parents' generation, really, all the way down, just so indelible. But,
Totally.
All right, we don't need it. We don't need PYT. We don't need Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. We can do other things. Specifically, asked me about Pitbull.
Huh.
What's wrong with Pitbull? I
What'd he
fucking
do?
love Pitbull.
What'd he do?
And I'm not kidding.
Oh no! Not because he's been canceled, but because
It's Pitbull.
I guess people have a strong reaction to Pitbull.
Hey man, we saw Flo Rida
Yeah.
and Pitbull at the Houston House of Blues. It was
Yeah.
Charles Barkley's 50th birthday. Remember that, Matt?
Oh, how could I
It's the
forget?
first time I saw Shaquille O'Neal in the flesh.
And that was the first time I knew his name wasn't Florida.
Same. And Pitbull put on quite a show, and so did Flo Rida. So
Yeah,
have
I
a soft
think my
spot for
only
both of them.
allowable Pitbull song is "Give Me Everything."
which one's that?
Give me everything tonight. For all we know, we might not get tomorrow. That one. What else can I tell you that I thought was interesting? Oh yeah, so he does a rock set. You know, like kind of late in the night when everyone's drunk. It's basically like
Did you say
popular...
Roxette? Sorry. You got my attention. I love Roxette.
Yes. He says, this is the part where I don't bore us, I get to the chorus. No, there will be no Roxette.
Damn it.
Unless you want. What Roxette song do you want to hear, Rachel?
Oh, what about Listen to Your Heart?
Oh, you want a slow song?
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, that could be your first
Who's
dance.
talking, please?
Could be your
First dance. Listen to Your Heart, first dance. Okay. I mean, not the worst suggestion I've ever heard.
That's great.
But basically, Mr. Brightside by the Killers has become the de facto wedding banger. Like, once everyone's drunk and on the dance floor, they play that, everyone knows every word, and it's more jumping up and down, pointing into the air, and screaming along to the lyrics, right?
Okay.
So he'll do, like, The Middle, for instance, like the Jimmy Eat World song.
Sure.
But he played a lot of emo songs, which, I'm sorry, my generation just missed that shit. I'm not making a judgment whether these songs are good or bad, but like My Chemical Romance, Fall Out Boy, like we were too old at the time that stuff came out. So I'm like, I don't want that. And then he's like, whoa, guys, what about Stacy's mom? I'm like, no, why Stacy's mom?
Yeah.
That song is neither really that fun to scream along to, and I like Fountains of Wayne, but that song sucks.
Yeah, I agree.
And so what is it? Am I supposed to listen to it being like, oh, this is funny? Like the 1,000th time I've heard this song, it's so funny. It's about Stacy. You know who's not laughing? Stacy. I'll tell you that.
You're right.
It's not a joke to Stacy.
No.
Yuck.
No. And is that so? What about like Green Day / Blink 182 and that?
Well, yeah,
ilk?
he also does all the small things in this set, and I said no. I say no all the small. Like to my generation, a more equivalent would be like The Darkness is I Believe in a Thing Called Love. You know,
yeah,
so I suggested that.
Yeah.
He's got to learn to trust me. He's got to learn to trust me. This guy.
How old is this guy? Do you know?
I do. I know exactly. I think he's 44.
Oh. Okay.
So we're the same age, but weird thing I said, because I didn't want him to think like I was some indie holier than thou deep cuts guy, and I was like I'll go cheesy, like I love Enrique Iglesias, like
Sure.
Escape, and he was like, Escape? I've never heard of that song. I was like, really? Never heard of Escape? By Enrique Iglesias? Anyways, we got some work to do. I will say the guy is really nice, and I also will say that the partying at my cousin's wedding, maybe I said it on the show already, was the hardest wedding partying I've ever seen, or one of the hardest, certainly.
Okay, so the guy, he's good. Is what you're saying.
He's got tricks up his sleeve, so
I like how
I trust him.
I mean, I like this and I don't like this, but I do enjoy how it matters to you what a 44-year-old
gonna
wedding
say,
DJ thinks about
It doesn't
you.
matter what he thinks of you. This is your party. Fuck. Follow instructions. You're getting paid good money from what I heard you said it cost.
Oh yeah, well I said it on the I think on the Hangout. Yeah, this is the equivalent of about $2,300 American dollars. Now this guy, you're renting him or hiring him for like 8 to 9 hours.
Oh yeah.
And he'll do he brings his own equipment, and he's gonna do like, all right, everyone sit down for dinner or speeches or first dance, whatever that. And he meets, like, he's willing to meet with us over Zoom like 3-4 times, willing to take anyways, I don't know. I guess it's just what it fucking costs. But JD, you should have stayed to be a DJ. You should have stayed being a DJ. I'll tell you that. If this guy works, so we're talking 3,000 Canadian. If he works 4 nights a month, that's $12,000 a month. That's 144,000 Canadian dollars a year to work 48 nights.
Right, yeah.
Now he'll say,
I mean, not including Zoom meetings where I'm arguing over new
that's
songs.
the thing. He'll say the time that I'm at the wedding is the part of the iceberg that's above the water.
Right.
What's below it is the expertise, the gathering of the song,
the sleep loss,
the talking, the meeting, calling the venue. I don't know. Whatever.
Is he bringing lights and stuff like, or is that venue?
No, I think we're going with whatever lights are in the venue.
Gotcha. Okay.
A lot of things we're like, we don't care about.
Yeah. Here's a question. Baker Street.
No.
Strictly a bar mitzvah song, or is it allowed?
It's not a bar mitzvah song.
Didn't we see that video like years ago of like all these bar mitzvahs where Baker Street was?
Oh yeah, we did. But
at a lot.
You know what I tell him? If he's a skilled DJ, take the saxophone hook, the and fucking mix it into something. Everyone will go nuts for that. But I don't think the problem is that then it gets into the acoustic-y. Winding your way down to Baker Street.
Oh fuck! Don't trust your crowd. They will dance to that.
Well, that's the thing. I gotta trust my crowd, and he's gotta trust me. That's the circle of trust.
That's right.
That we've created.
That's right.
Before we go, did you happen to see any of the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson Netflix fight?
I saw the whole thing. I think I watched Netflix for 3 hours.
Oh wow, that's
like
more
we
than I did.
watched 2 of the undercards,
which were good.
All of the stuff, yeah, and then the fight itself.
Well, I didn't want to talk about the fight. I know it's almost a week old at this point, but I wanted to point out 2 things. One funny thing was, you always make fun of me for saying iron.
Yes, Iron Mike Tyson.
Iron Mike Tyson. So we just tuned it in, like the undercard just ended, and so they're hyping up the Tyson-Paul fight, and we just hear the announcer go like, Iron Mike Tyson, and Jill's like, oh, that's how you say it. He says it stupid like you do.
Is he from Montreal?
So I'm like, well, I don't know. And then they show his face, and I'm like, oh my God, it's fucking Mauro Ronaldo, who we used to work with at the Score. He's Canadian. That's why he's saying Iron Mike Tyson.
That's right. And
So
then
that was very
Ariel shows up.
Ariel was
and then I was
there.
like, what the hell's going on here? It's like a Score
cool.
reunion up there. I was expecting Renee Paquette to show up.
Honestly, well, you just made me think. Obviously, we've had Ariel Hawani. Go back and listen to that in the vaults if you want. A great episode.
It was.
I asked him if you were allowed to tickle people in the UFC.
You did.
A long pause. He gave us a long pause before he responded to that.
That's right.
We should. I wonder if Mauro would be fun on this show because he's crazy. First of all, his nickname is the bipolar rock and roller, and I don't mean to use that word to refer to mental health at all.
That's his,
but he is kind of like. You are watching the peak of human performance. He's insane. And I wonder if he'd be a funny guest for the show. I kind of think he would.
Yeah. We should try to get him.
Let's look into that.
Can you explain
What I was gonna
something about why were Tyson's cheeks out, by the way, in that video? You saw the video?
Cheeks out. Oh, butt cheeks. I don't know.
Yeah, like was he in a hallway, like around a ton of people?
No, it was his dressing room. He was
okay.
at the doorway of his dressing room.
Oh, that's why it looked like he was out and about. Cheeks out and about.
Anyway,
Okay.
Cheeks out. Oh yeah. So then Ariel came up in the ring after Jake Paul won. Mm-hmm. And I was like, first of all, I was so impressed because he comes in. All the questions are based off the fight that he just happened. So it's not like they're prepared. He's coming in with no notes. And then the key thing is he's interviewing both people at the same time. Right. Now, I don't know if this is, I don't really watch boxing. I don't know if this is a convention in boxing. But we need to bring this to every sport. Because he's going up there and he's like, Jake Paul, were you surprised this went the distance? And Jake Paul says something, blah, blah, blah. Then he goes to Mike Tyson and he's like, right away. And he's like, well, what do you think about that answer?
Yeah.
And then he goes back to Jake, well, what do you think about what he just said? Mm-hmm. This was like pretty much an exhibition fight. It was very stupid in the end. Yeah. But I love this idea of like, if someone's like, yeah, I was surprised that he could hang with me in the ring. And then they just go to the right of the other guy. And the other's like, oh, really? You were surprised? Because I was surprised that, like, so let's say it's NBA Finals.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I know this isn't a realistic finals at all, but let's say Lakers versus Sixers, just to give you people that you know in your head. You got LeBron and you got Embiid.
Yeah.
Game 1, Lakers win. You got LeBron, you got Embiid there. You know, Jared Greenberg's there, and he's like, LeBron, were you surprised at how easily, you won in game 1? And like LeBron gives his answer, and then he goes, oh, Joel, do you think that's true that they said that you guys are going to lay down and die and, or whatever? Boom. And back and forth. So much more fun for the viewer.
Oh, totally.
And so much spicier for the teams.
Great shit talking, but it could end up in a fist fight.
Great. That's what we want. I mean, honestly, this is what we need in the NBA. We need Ariel out there interviewing the 2 top guys from each team. You know how hard it is to get. I mean, we would have teams tell us, you can get such and such player if they win at Summer League. Like a meaningless Summer League
I think that's
game.
just a reflection on how low we were on the totem pole.
Yeah, well, fair enough, but
it would be a guy on the Summer League Warriors team who's not even going to make the roster. You cannot interview him because they lost in the round robin portion of Summer League.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But, whatever. Ariel was great. Even Jackson, my son, was like, I'm saying that for the audience in case they didn't know. He's 16. He was like, this guy is so good. Like, about Ariel, like just his during the fight interviews and stuff, and exactly what you just described, but with Taylor and Serrano. That's exactly what happened because you're like, hey, you won the fight. He's just like, yeah, it was fun. It was great. She's awesome. And then he goes over to Serrano and she's like, well, she fucking headbutted me 8 times. And she's a dirty fighter. And it was just like, God damn.
Jackson was
right there.
Jackson was also very impressed. He's like, why does he shave his head? He clearly has the most luscious head of hair I've ever seen on a human. And he shaves that? You could just...
Oh, who, Ariel?
Ariel.
I'm guessing he doesn't?
No, it looks like it would grow out to be fucking the most luxurious mane.
His hairline comes down to here. That's the problem, I think.
Anyway.
Well, let me ask you this, JD. When Jackson was like, oh, Dad, that guy on TV is doing really well. Did you say to him, oh, we interviewed that guy on the show?
Yeah,
okay.
I did.
And did you feel good when you were able to say that?
I did feel good.
That's exactly what the rest of your life is going to be like when you tell people you went to the fucking White House. I don't understand you. End of show. I hope you had a wonderful day today. Can't wait to hear about it next week. Join us Monday for the November mailbag. Email us, isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. Subscribe everywhere. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Watch us on YouTube. Rachel, the Everything Everywhere All at Once show went up. People are loving the editing. It's great. Mm-hmm. So
Thank
go
you.
watch those on YouTube. And I have to say, pleasantly surprised that the comments are not everyone telling me to shut the fuck up because Everything Everywhere All at Once was the movie that got them back together with their mom or something like that.
I'm in the minority in the comments of who liked that movie.
Yeah, the tide's turning on Everything Everywhere All at Once. Get on board, baby.
I think
Get on board. Get on the right side of history.
Good influencers, you guys.
Good
Yeah,
influencers.
right. Yeah, it was us.
Hey, Hollywood, pay us to not feature your movie on Is This Bad? Because we'll convince people. That's it. This was JD, Matt, and Rachel reaching out from the great beyond. We'll see you next week.
Bye.